Moving over to the West, where we have, obviously the West is in recent years been a lot stronger than the East, and that is certainly the case again so far this season. Obviously, sitting at number 1, the Golden State Warriors, a 24-4 record. Obviously, everyone knows the big names: Steph, KD, Thompson, Draymond, all averaging very respectable and in some cases very impressive stat lines. Once again, like most contenders, the offense is not an issue in any way, shape, or form.
A lot of the bigger teams, defense seems to be the issue. It seems to be the big teams they just try and outscore, really, because you look.
Exactly. They're averaging 117.9 points per game, number 1 in the NBA. They're shooting just under 50% from the field as a team, which is number 1. They're 38% as a team from 3, number 6. In the 2-point range, they're 56.3%, which is clear number 1. And they're just playing. Obviously, some people don't love watching them play, but if you can actually appreciate they play, it's incredibly good basketball to watch. They're averaging 31.5 assists per game. The ball is moving all around the perimeter. In a recent games versus the Knicks, they assisted on their first 36 baskets.
That's ridiculous.
That's 34 minutes of basketball without an unassisted basket. And they ended up finishing 41 of 45 buckets assisted on. And I think I read a stat recently, it's a few games old, but they're about 190 assists in front of the next best team.
That's a massive difference.
That's ball movement. So they're certainly, obviously, one of the most incredible offensive lineups that we've ever seen. So this was expected. It started a little bit slow, but they are rolling now. And obviously, we know they're not going to be as good as they were last year defensively, and they're not as deep as they were.
Well, their center position's their weakness.
But if you look at their defense, which has been a lot of people saying they can't defend, at the moment, they have a defensive rating of 104.1, which is number 5 in the NBA. They're number 1 in the NBA in steals. They're number 1 in the NBA in blocks. Not many people would have seen it and thought, Golden State's going to be number 1 in blocks. And they're number 5 in the NBA in rebounds.
It's all well and good. I'll say this. It's all well and good now. We'll see when playoffs. It's the same with last year. Everyone was thinking they were going to just go through and clean everyone out, and look what happened.
That's a fair point.
The bandwagon needs to come at the end of it. We'll wait and see, but at the moment they're running hot.
Out there.
That's fair point. I wouldn't have thought that defensively they'd have those sort of numbers.
I didn't expect those stats. But
if they can keep that going into June, July, well, they might have the rings.
The most impressive thing by a country mile, though, better than all those stats, is the fact that they have JaVale McGee playing decent basketball. The man who is renowned. his greatest accomplishment is winning Shaqtin' a Fool literally every year.
And he's on it every week.
And he started recently, his last 2 games, because of Zaza's injury. He had 17 points versus the Knicks. I think he outscored Steph, I'm pretty sure, in that game. 8 of 10 from the field. He had 11 points versus the Blazers, 5 of 5 from the field.
The world must be ending.
If JaVale McGee is killing you, you're dead. I mean,
you should just walk off the court.
Just forfeit. If JaVale is... Oh, my God. That is literally the most impressive thing about that. Every stat is irrelevant compared to JaVale McGee playing well.